Hello, welcome to the Natalie Miles Show. Welcome to this weekly energy forecast. How are you doing? How are you feeling? What is happening in your world? Because moving through a lot. June is a massive month. It did come through in the 2024 energy forecast that I channeled back in 2023. That June, the word that came up for June was D-Day. Yeah, D-Day. I know from speaking with many people, lots of people are feeling this D-Day energy. And this week, June 16th to June 22nd, I just had to double check the dates there, is definitely got that D-Day energy, because this week we have Solstice, and we have a Capricorn full moon. So yeah, no small things energetically this week. Quick announcement before I jump into the full energy forecast. This week, starting on the June 19th, starting on Wednesday, June 19th, I have my latest series with Tracy Keogh called Illuminate. And it has been specifically designed for us to start this week. So if you've been on the fence about joining, if this is the first time you're hearing it, I'll put a link into the show notes. But basically, this is here to support you to shine the light on your life. It's here for you to step into the spotlight of your life. We're going to shine the light on your gifts, your skills, your talents. It is time for you to be seen and heard, in your relationships, in your family dynamics, in your friendships, in your career, with your gifts, your skills, your talents. However you wish to be seen and heard right now, we are going to support you through energy clearing, breath work, group channeling, one-on-one channeling as well. I'm going to do some share some one-on-one messages with the group, crystal connection, activations, meditations, you name it. We're doing it, and it is going to be 4 sessions every other week. So we start in June and we finish at the end of July. If you can't make all the sessions, there is a replay as well. So yeah, if you can't make it all the if I can get my words out, all the sessions are recorded, and you'll receive all the same energy downloads, intuitive hits, energy clearings if you're doing the replay. Tracy and I are really excited about it. We've never done a longer form series together, but we got a really big hell yes and push from Spirit to make this happen in this particular energy portal. And it's going to be deep. It's going to be deeply transformative. So if you are moving through some really big shifts in your life currently, if you're someone that flies under the radar and you're feeling like you actually need to be seen and heard, if you're going through big changes, if you're planting seeds right now, you're knowing that, you don't have all the clarity, you don't have all the vision, but you're planting some interesting seeds in your life, this series is for you. Again, link into the show notes, or if you're watching on YouTube, I'll put a link into the main blurb of the video of where you can find all the info. And there's a payment plan. So there is a payment plan now available. So you can pay for the series over 2 months, $111 each month. And yeah, we're excited to bring it to you in this special energy portal. So yeah, big times, big times. So I want to bring it to this week's energy because, yeah, solstice, full moon in Capricorn, no small energetics. Last week was pretty brutal. If you haven't watched my weekly energy forecast from last week, I've had so many comments being like, oh my God, what is happening this week? You have completely nailed the energy of last week. So yeah, go and have a watch if you haven't. But because we have these big two events, solstice and full moon, the energy is still really pouring onto the planet. It just feels like there's massive activations going down for us, which is bringing through some amazing things happening, but is also bringing challenging aspects, things we've got to face, things we've got to look at. This week is a week when I've tuned into this week, it feels like lots of twists, lots of turns, rerouting, and there is going to be a need for you to be flexible this week, because we might have these ideas and these visions of how things are going to go, but we are going to need to remember that we need to have that flexibility, because the energy is quite slippery. When I tune into the energy of this week, it's like you've nearly got it and then it disappears, or you nearly get to the thing that you're creating or visioning or moving forward in your life, and you might not just be able to get to it. And it really also fits with the monthly energy forecast. So the energy theme for June is supported. Yeah, supported. And what came through in that forecast is that we are really going to see what confines us, what holds us back, what limits us, what you need to face. And this is coming through this week, because there is a shift of your viewpoints, your beliefs, or how you think things are going to happen, again with this need of this flexibility. So yeah, it's a really big energy of facing things, which is again is part of that D-Day energy. There is this D-Day energy and connection to that. My D-Day energy this week, if you didn't know, I'm a bit of a Swiftie. I get to go and see Taylor Swift on Saturday, and I'm really, really excited. I've been excited for over a year since the tour, the Eras tour started, and I was like, oh my God, I need to go and see this. So yeah, this week is pretty big for me, as well as Solstice and the full moon. So yeah, just take that moment to reflect on what is your D-Day. What is your D-Day energy for June, or what is and how that is showing up for you this week. Solstice. So solstice is, if you're in the northern hemisphere, it is officially the start of summer, although we've been having lots of interesting extreme weather across the northern hemisphere, floods in Spain, crazy heat temperatures in the UK. It's been like the coldest June since, I can't remember the date, but yeah, it's been really cold here. So there's been lots of extremes of weather, but yeah, it is the halfway point between we get winter solstice and equinox. So the next thing we're looking at is fall equinox in September, and then we have the next solstice. If you're in the southern hemisphere, you are going into winter solstice. So you are at the start of your winter. But as I'm in the northern hemisphere, I am going to be relating this to the summer. So we are in the peak of light. We are in the peak of summer energy. And so I love solstice. Solstice is a really powerful time, I find, to look at what you're visioning, use the light to create your vision and what you're stepping into, which is why Tracy and I are hosting the Illuminate series. An invitation this week for you to do that. And so Solstice is happening June 20th. And then straight after, on June 21st, we have the Capricorn full moon. And that is why, I mean, Capricorn energy can be, you can be very driven. Can be a stubbornness to the Capricorn energy. And that is why we're being asked to be flexible. This is what this full moon energy is like. The release of how you thought things should be done, a release of the expectations or the pressure that you put on yourself or others. It is going to be, it's asking us to look at how we can support ourselves. Again, bringing it back to the June energy forecast, which if you haven't downloaded yet, go and download the June energy forecast. There's like a 40-minute video, a binaural beats activation, a specific card spread for the month. It is so detailed, and as always, each month it's really detailed. But if you are really going through some massive changes this June, or you're really facing it energetically, I really encourage you to go and download that June energy forecast, because it's going to give you some really interesting insight on why that is coming up for you. But with the full moon, surrendering, trusting, and there is this powerful energy next week of an invitation of what are you creating, this kind of blank canvas space where there is this like light bulb realization, intuitive hits dropping in, a different kind of awareness of how you see yourself or how you see others. It's no small things. No small things, but know and trust that you're ready. Whatever you're facing, this is the perfect timing. Again, when we're going through these big things, sometimes we can question timing, question whether things are supposed to be happening that way. And the message that comes through is like trust. And on the flip side of that Capricorn energy, it's like making plans. Like, what is the plan? Like, what is, if you're creating these amazing visions and you're not creating a plan to move towards them, there's an invitation this week to like firm up the foundation, start making ideas or plans. I mean, again, there's flexibility in the plan. You don't need to be rigid with it. There's an invitation to have a plan, but be flexible of how you are moving forward. What do you want? What energy are you creating right now that's going to bring you forward to equinox in September? So interesting times, powerful times. And be kind to yourself, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I know I keep saying that on all the weekly forecasts, but there really is that, because it's big and you might feel tired. The body is really adjusting to the energetics, highs and lows of energy. Again, throughout the day, not even throughout the week. You might feel, tired in the morning, buzzed in the afternoon, and that's just not because you've had a morning full of coffee or sugar. But it really is, the body is really sensitive to the energetics that are flooding through. And this week will be the same with this solstice energy, with the full moon, and with this kind of June D-Day energy floating around too. Yeah. Please share this forecast with a friend, a family member, your community. If you're listening on the podcast, please rate, review. It just means that more people find this. If there is someone that you know that's deeply in it right now and is looking for that support, share this with them to know that what we're moving through is big, but it's so transformational, and it's really bringing us back to who we are, what's important, what stays, what goes, where we're supposed to be, who we're supposed to be with, using our voice, being seen, being heard. Yeah. And I'm already getting the intuitive hits and downloads of what July is going to have in store too. So looking forward to sharing them with you as well. sending you lots of love. Oh, and if you haven't watched or listened, this week, last week even, I have dropped an episode with James McRae. So of Words of Vibrations, we talk about creativity, intuition. I love this conversation. You might follow him on Instagram as Words of Vibrations. Really enjoyed this conversation and loved bringing guest episodes to you on the podcast, and I'm gonna be doing this monthly. I'll have a monthly guest where there is a guest episode for you, and this one is big, and fits so aligned with the energy that we currently face. So enjoy that one. Have an epic week. Be kind to yourself, move slowly, honor what's coming up. And I'll be back next week with another energy forecast. Sending you love. Bye.